With all that we've seen about how Yoshitsune's actions speak louder than words, what is the final pillar to solidify this respect that dispenses with speeches and becomes part of your legacy? It's time for you to reflect on the last piece of this puzzle. Are you building a legacy of respect that goes beyond what you say? Yoshitsune's journey has shown us that true leadership and lasting respect are born from your actions, not of your words. We saw how his silent bravery in the crossing of Hiyodorigoe, his leadership by example in Dan-no-ura, his dignity in the face of Yoritomo's betrayal, and his innovative tactical intelligence in Ichinotani, all built an unshakable reputation. His self-confidence, forged in Karama, and his humility, even in the face of spectacular victories, are pillars that you can and should incorporate into your own life. Yoshitsune's story has endured for centuries, not only because of his military victories, but because of the legend of his honor and character. He became a symbol of bravery, loyalty, and resilience, without needing to defend his own image. His inspiring action was to live by his principles, regardless of the most adverse circumstances, forging a reputation that preceded him and immortalized him. It's fascinating to think that, even after his death, many myths and legends about Yoshitsune emerged, elevating his status to almost divine, a testament to the impact of his life. The final and most powerful lesson is this: the greatest way to earn respect without saying a word is to live a life of integrity, competence, and purpose. Let your actions speak for you. Let your demeanor, your ethics, your resilience, and your silent humility build a legacy that will echo far beyond your time. Think about how your actions today are paving the way for the respect you will receive tomorrow. If you were inspired by Yoshitsune's wisdom and feel that this message resonated with your journey, don't forget to subscribe to the Samurai Wisdom, the Voice of Yoshitsune channel. Activate the bell to not miss our next reflections. Leave your comment below about which lesson from Yoshitsune impacted you the most, and share this video with someone who also needs this silent inspiration to light their way. The future awaits your actions. Have you ever felt that your words simply carry no weight, that no matter how hard you try to be heard, your voice gets lost in the noise? If this feeling resonates with you, then this video is for you. If you find value in this journey through samurai wisdom, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to unravel these teachings together in feudal Japan. A young strategist named Minamoto no Yoshitsune, even without the physical, imposing presence or established power of a traditional leader, achieved something extraordinary. He gained the unwavering loyalty of experienced samurai, many of whom were older, seasoned warriors. The big question is, how did he do this? How did a seemingly less imposing young man manage to inspire such trust and respect without resorting to grand speeches or a pre-existing position of authority? Yoshitsune wasn't concerned with demonstrating his competence with empty words. He demonstrated it with actions, with decisive feats that echoed across the battlefields. Think of the legendary crossing of the Hiyodorigoe River, a maneuver so daring and unexpected that it defied the military logic of the time. While his enemies expected a frontal attack, Yoshitsune led his men down a steep and treacherous descent, catching the adversary completely by surprise. This was not an idea explained in a war council. It was an action executed with mastery, which spoke for itself. The fundamental lesson for you here is profound. Your integrity and your capability are built not by what you say, but by what you do. Attitudes demonstrated silently through concrete deeds and the overcoming of challenges. are infinitely more powerful in building respect than 1,000 words or promises. When you deliver results, when you act with bravery and intelligence, people see your essence, and it is this essence that commands genuine respect. It's fascinating to note that Yoshitsune, despite being one of Japan's greatest military strategists, was known for his relatively small stature for a samurai. This makes his ability to inspire giants and move armies even more remarkable, proving that power does not reside in physical imposing presence, but in the strength of character and actions. But how do you go beyond initial bravery to maintain that respect over time? What comes after the first great action? What sustains admiration when challenges continue to arise? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your words seemed to carry no weight, where, no matter how much you spoke, your message simply wasn't absorbed? Think of Minamoto no Yoshitsune. You, like him, may have faced moments of distrust, of skepticism, where the only way to prove your worth was through your actions. In the legendary Battle of Dan-no-ura, Yoshitsune did not hide behind orders or plans. He was on the front lines, demonstrating unwavering confidence in his tactics and, more importantly, in his own values. He inspired his men not with shouts and constant commands, but with the pure demonstration of his courage and skill. It was his demeanor, the way he faced danger, that communicated a level of respect that no words could achieve. The lesson for you is clear. Your work ethic, your determination in the face of challenges, and the integrity of your actions build a much more solid reputation than any verbal argument. Did you know that Yoshitsune was famous for his acrobatic skills, his almost superhuman leaps and maneuvers? This dexterity was not just for the battlefield. It was an extension of his leadership by example, especially in extreme situations where the practical demonstration of leadership was vital. He showed in practice what was possible. But what happens when the respect you build with your actions is put to the test? What if that test comes from those you trust most? What do you do when your own journey encounters betrayal, even after all the example you've given? When betrayal arises, how do you react? Yoshitsune himself, after his crucial victories, faced the bitter betrayal of his brother Yoritomo. Imagine the pain, the injustice of being seen as a threat by the one who should have been his greatest ally. However, in the face of this abyss of disloyalty, Yoshitsune did not collapse into public lamentations. He did not victimize himself, did not allow bitterness to consume him. Yoshitsune's most inspiring characteristic at this moment was his ability to maintain dignity and honor. He focused on his obligations, on protecting those who were still loyal to him, even with his own brother against him. This teaches you a profound truth. Genuine respect is not forged in easy victories, but in the way you deal with adversity and disloyalty, keeping your integrity intact. It is in the stillness of your response to betrayal that your true strength is revealed. Few know that. Despite the bitter rivalry, Yoshitsune always demonstrated deep loyalty to the Minamoto clan. Even in his last days, his honor was above personal intrigues, above his brother's ambitions. He knew that his actions would echo far beyond his life. So, how does this silent resilience impact your long-term reputation? Think about how your own actions, your ability to remain integral and focused on your principles, even when those around you fail, can build a legacy of respect that transcends any momentary challenge. How do you react when pressure tries to undermine your authority and your essence? Do you see yourself as someone who adapts or who breaks under pressure? Imagine the Battle of Ichinotani. Yoshitsune's forces were at a disadvantage, facing an entrenched enemy in a seemingly impenetrable fortress. Most leaders would have followed conventional methods, perhaps opting for a lengthy siege. But Yoshitsune did not cling to old methods. He sought a creative solution, something unexpected, that shocked both his own men and the enemy. The surprising descent down steep and icy cliffs, a maneuver that seemed suicidal. This audacity was not just bravery, it was tactical intelligence in its purest form, an ability to adapt that generated admiration and, above all, respect. For your life, this means that the ability to innovate and solve problems creatively, even under great pressure, is a powerful way to earn the respect of others. You don't need to brag about your skills. Your bold and effective solutions will speak for themselves. It is your mental agility, your refusal to accept the obvious, that will make you stand out. And here's a curiosity for you. They say that Yoshitsune had a group of elite warriors, the 4 heavenly kings, who were his extension on the battlefield, and reflected his tactical mastery. They didn't need many words. Their synergy with their leader and the impeccable execution of his strategies were already a demonstration of their strength. But tactical intelligence is not the only way to show your silent strength, is it? There is something even more subtle, yet equally powerful, that you can cultivate. Your own self-confidence. Is your self-confidence perceptible even before you utter a word? Yoshitsune's aura was that of a born leader. His presence, by itself, inspired courage in his men, an unwavering belief in their capabilities, even in moments of apparent overwhelming disadvantage. He didn't need to lecture at length or explain each of his complex plans. He projected a calm and self-possession that made others trust his leadership, his vision. The lesson for you is to cultivate genuine self-confidence, one that manifests in your upright posture, in your serene gaze, and in your decisive way of acting. This self-confidence attracts respect even before you need to open your mouth to speak. It is a silent magnetism that convinces effortlessly. A fascinating curiosity is that from a very young age, Yoshitsune was trained in martial and strategic skills in the isolation of Kurama, away from public eyes. This period of training forged a deep inner confidence, not based on external applause, but on an intrinsic mastery of his capabilities. He knew who he was and what he was capable of. But how can you ensure that this confidence, so vital to your leadership and your impact, is not mistaken for arrogance? How do you balance this inner strength with the humility needed to learn and grow? How does your humility, even amidst resounding success, build your reputation? Think of Yoshitsune despite his spectacular victories, which echoed throughout Japan. He maintained a demeanor that many describe as respectful towards elders and even towards his subordinates. He did not seek the spotlights of personal glory. His focus was on efficiency, the mission accomplished, the result for the clan and for the people. This attitude of focusing on the task and not on self-exaltation is a mirror for how you can gain respect that does not fade with time. It is through modesty, the recognition of others' efforts, and the ability to put yourself in service of something greater that you build a lasting reputation. The lesson is clear. True power and the deepest respect come from an inseparable combination of unquestionable capability and genuine humility. This duo captivates people in a much more powerful way than any self-exaltation. It's fascinating to think that such a legendary warrior, whose exploits were worthy of tales, could be so unpretentious in his daily conduct. He didn't need to shout. His achievements, they spoke for themselves, and the way he carried them, with discretion and focus, further amplified their impact.